An acute triangle.
You have three triangles, right? You have three triangles,
Yes.
acute triangle, right triangle, and obtuse triangle. Look at the impression for each triangle. Look at the impression for each triangle. Why obtuse is sad here? Why
Because
obtuse
it's not
triangle is
right.
sad in this one?
Because
It's
it is
just a
not
joke.
right.
It's just a joke. Okay? You can read the joke. Why is the obtuse triangle always upset? Who's talking? Who said this? Which
The
triangle?
right
The
angle.
The
right angle.
right angled, right. And the acute angle, he said what? Because it's never right. Okay, so this is just a joke between angles, between triangles. And if you look at the right angle triangle, you will find two acute angles. Hey, acute angle. They are, each one is complement each other, and we are going to know today what the meaning of complementary angles. So today, inshallah, as I said, we are going to talk about uh, angles relationship. So what's angle relationship? We will see together. We have angle. Do you know the right angle? The right angle? Hmm. The right angle triangle. The right angle triangle. Its measure equal how many? Right angle triangle. Its measure equal how many? Grade 7. Right angle triangle.
90
Its measure
degrees.
equal how
One
many?
angle has 90 and the other is less.
Based on the relationships to other angles. And the first is complementary angles. And that happens when you have two angles that both add up to 90 degrees. So
the first relationship between angles we studied before: angle, obtuse angle, right angle, what else? Acute angle, right? Straight angle. But today we are going to study the angle relationship. So how can you identify angles based on their relationship to the other? So we have more than one angle and we want to recognize the relation between them. So we will start first with complementary angles. Complementary angles. Is there anyone can tell me complementary angle means what? Complementary angles means what? Hmm. Is there anyone can tell me? Complementary angles. What do you see in front of you now, grade 8, grade 7? What do you see in front of you? Hmm. Grade 7, are you here?
A right angle triangle.
A right angle triangle. It's not a triangle. It's not a triangle. It's just a right angle, right? It's just a right angle.
Yes.
And we divided the right angle into two parts, right? It's not necessary to be equal, but we divided them into two parts. So we have angle 1 and we have angle 2, right? If I'm going to add angle 1 and angle 2 together, then their sum equal how many?
90.
Their sum equal
90.
how many? Equal 90. So if you will add two angles and their sum together equal 90 degrees, so we can call them complementary angles. So did you see the word which I wrote it here? I wrote what? Which word in front of you now?
Complementary angle.
Complementary angles.
Complementary angles. So you can close this one. I can make a magic like this. I will close this one like this. So I have how many in front of you now? This is how many?
90.
90, right? So complementary angle means, who can tell me? Complementary angles means? Ruqayya. Ruqayya.
Yes.
Could you please tell me what the meaning of complementary angles, ya Ruqayya? Please concentrate with me and I will back to you again, okay? Kareem? Kareem,
Yes.
could you please tell me what the meaning of complementary angles, ya Kareem?
It is when I put a line through a right angle that separated into two angles, which their sum, if they are added, equals 90.
So their sum, it will be equal 90 degrees, right? So their sum, it will be equal 90 degree. Then how can you identify angles based on the relationship to the other? So this is the first angle relationship. When you have two angles, when you add them together, their sum equal 90 degrees. So we can call it complementary angles. Let's watch and then I will discuss with you the next part.
You have a 90-degree angle cut into two separate angles. You know that when you put them back together, they add up to 90 degrees, right? So the definition of complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay, so that's the definition. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. Now, supplementary angles are angles that when you put them together, look at this straight angle right here. We all know that it's 180 degrees. So when I cut this into two angles, I still know that those two angles add up to 180 degrees. So since the measurement of angle 1 and angle 2 equal.
So look at the second relationship. The second relationship is called what? Marwa. Marwa.
Yes.
The second relationship is called what, ya Marwa? We said that the first relationship is called complementary, right? The second relationship is called what?
Supplementary angles.
Supplementary angles, yes. And supplementary angle means when you add up to 180 degrees, يعني, which means when you are going to add measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2, it will be equal 180 degrees. Okay, so supplementary angles, when you add them together, then their sum together equal 180 degrees. So till now, Abdurrahman Subh, Abdurrahman,
Yes.
could you please tell me the two relationships between two angles till now?
Complementary angles when you add 1 plus 2 equal 90.
Okay, which any two angles when you add them together and their sum equal 90, so we can call it complementary angle. Thank you, I appreciate. Thank you. Yasser, could you please tell me the second relationship, Yasser?
The second relationship, I say its name.
Yeah, what is the relation? Yani, what is the second? We studied till now two relationship between angles. The first one is complementary angles. The second one is supplementary. What do you know about supplementary angles?
Yes, I know.
What do you know about supplementary?
Supplementary angle.
Yes.
No, I know the third.
So obtuse.
When you add, first is acute,
It's
second is obtuse.
100.
Okay. Huh? When you add them together, the sum will be how many? The sum will be equal how many? 180 degrees. Okay. Then we started first. Yes, we started first complementary angles, second supplementary angles. Okay, let's move to the third one. What do you see in front of you now, ya Zena? Zena, did you see this sign?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cross? Yes, Habibti. Did you see this sign like you have a cross كده? Did you see it? This relation is called.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes, Habibti. This, did you see this sign like you have a cross? So this one, it's called vertical angle. So we have angles and we will say it's vertical angle. What? Intersecting line. Yes, yes. So you have intersecting line formed by Grade 7, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the third one is called vertical angles. How the vertical angle form? It's formed by two intersecting lines. It's formed by two intersecting lines. So which two angles they will be equal in measure now? Angle 3, it will be equal angle 1. Each two opposite angles like 3 and 1. Okay? 2 and 4. They should be equal in measure. They should be equal in what? In measure. When we look at 1 and 4, did you see 1 and 4? 1 and 4. We can donate it by what? One, we can call it what? 1 and 4. Huh? 1 and 4 lies in the same line. Okay? Then 1 and 4 are supplementary angles. Could you please tell me? You have an it's a competition now. I want to see who will say faster. Unmute, please, grade 7. Grade 7, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so unmute.
Yeah.
And I want to see who will say first. So in front of us now, if I will say, you will choose one word, vertical angle or supplementary. Okay, ready? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. 2 and 3.
2 and 3
Supplementary
Supplementary.
angles.
Supplementary angles.
supplementary.
Yes, supplementary angles. So I heard voice word وعبد Sabh, and there is a third voice say who?
Me.
Tell me your name.
Ruqayya.
Rukaya. So the second question, thank you. Second question, 2 and 4.
Vertical.
Complementary.
Vertical.
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 Yes, 2 and 4 is vertical. This question, it has any complementary angles? Do you have any complementary angles in this question?
No.
No, we don't have.
No.
Because
There are no right angles.
complementary angle, they should where
Your right angles.
right angle triangle. Amazing, very good. Okay, 3 and 4.
Complementary.
Supplementary.
The angles. I heard Ward, Abdurrahman, and Muhammad Walid.
Miss, I said.
And Ahmed.
Nice. I said supplementary.
Supplementary. Okay, okay.
Yes, I said.
Thank you. 1 and 3.
1 and
Vertical
3.
angles.
Vertical angle.
The first one
Vertical.
I heard was Word. Okay. Now we have the second part. When we have one angle and I'm looking for the rest of the angles. Now, angle 1 equal how many degrees?
50.
Angle
50.
equal 50 degrees. Now, if I want to find measure of angle 2, it will be how many?
130.
30. How did you find it?
The opposite. Like her opposite.
You look at 4 and then you find the opposite?
Yeah.
You mean? Okay, then you found 4 and then you look at the opposite, then this is 130 and this one is 130. Okay, what about angle 3?
50.
50. Who said 50?
50.
Who said 50, the first one?
Me.
Who?
3. Me, Ruqayya.
Me, Kareem.
Yes, Ruqayya, I said it the first one.
Yes.
Miss Yasser.
Type. The last question. If I want to find the sum of angle 2 and 3, it will be
50 plus 130.
180.
130.
No,
180.
130 plus 50.
plus 50. Yes, very good. Because I want to find angle 2 plus angle 3. So their sum together equal 180 degree. Now, could you please tell me till now, we studied how many types of angles?
3.
Of angle relationship? Who
3.
can tell me the 3 types of angle relationship?
Miss, can I say
Me.
Yes. Jomana.
Vertical.
Yes, vertical. Kareem is talking?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes. Huh?
Vertical and
Miss,
supplementary.
my
and
internet
complementary.
keeps getting.
Sorry?
Vertical, supplementary, and complementary.
Supplementary angles, vertical angles, and complementary angles. So this is the first 3 types of angles which we study till now. Then Now we will talk about adjacent angles, and we want to concentrate with adjacent angles. To talk about adjacent angles, we have three conditions. So we started complementary, when we add them together equal 90, supplementary, when we add them together equal 180, vertical angle, which they formed by two intersecting lines, so each two opposite angles are equal and measured. And now we will study adjacent angles, and we have a specific condition to say or to decide that this one is adjacent angles. To call it adjacent angles, they should have same vertex. Did you see the example in front of you here? So we have same vertex, share a common side or ray, which is at the middle, and have no common interior angle. So let's watch this part, and then I will back to explain again. Watch together, please.
Vertex for angle 1 and for angle 2, right? Here is angle 1. Here is angle 2. They both have this one right here as a side. Okay, so that's one thing. Next, they have to have a common ray. I'm sorry, I showed that they have the same ray, but they both have the same vertex right here. Now, they both have the same ray, which is the one in the middle. And, sorry, spit through that one. No common interior points. Now, here's what that means. That means angle 1, here's the interior points. This is the angle that is in between the two rays. Okay, so that's called the interior of the angle. And then angle 2, here's that interior. Right now, those two do not overlap. So that means that they could be adjacent angles. Okay, so in order to be adjacent, they have to satisfy all three of those requirements. Okay, so just a little bit of a quiz. Here are 9 pairs of angles, and in which ones do you have adjacent and which ones are not adjacent? So let's look at number 1. Here's angle 1, here's angle 2.
They will be adjacent or not?
Pause it, because I'm going to go through these answers kind of quickly, but pause it if you want to answer it and explain your answer without having the answer shown.
So please be ready. Now we start. To say that they are adjacent, they should have what? They should have what?
One vertex.
Common vertex, yes. And what else?
The same rays.
Common ray, right? And the common ray should be lies between them, because they have, we can say that they should have common vertex, common ray, yes? Yes? Zena, do you have a question?
I'm not she's not Zena يعني she's not
Hannah?
me يعني.
Hannah is talking. Who said Mr. Okay, let's continue. Is there anyone who have a question? Okay, now be ready, please. Look at the figures in front of you, and you have to decide which one they will be adjacent and which one. I'm talking about angle 1 and angle 2. I'm talking about angle 1 and angle 2. So please tell me which one they will be adjacent and which one it will not be adjacent. Ready, lovely students? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Ahmed Saber, where are you? Ahmed Saber. Hello? Ahmed?
Yes, miss.
Okay, Habibi, tell me, for question number 1, they will be adjacent or not?
No, it's adjacent.
It's adjacent. Very good. Could you please verify to me why they are adjacent? Angle 1 and angle 2, they have what?
They are.
They have, you can see the rule at the top of the page. You can see it? So they have the same vertex, share a common side, and have no common interior points. So each one, it has a region, right? So angle 1 and angle 2 they have same vertex, they share a common side and have no common interior angle. Who can tell me which one in front of you we can say that this one they are not adjacent? Tell
Yes,
me.
can I say it?
Yes, please.
Number 2 and 3.
Number 2 and 3, they are not adjacent. Agree with
And
her?
4
And 4. Huh? Is there
and
anything else?
8
They are not adjacent?
and 8.
And 8. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me ask Jumana. Jumana,
Yes, yes.
could you please give me an example about adjacent
Yes,
angle
yes.
in this picture? Huh, adjacent.
Okay.
Which numbers here are adjacent?
Number 7.
Number 7, adjacent or not? Number 7 is an example about what?
Yes, it's
7.
adjacent.
No, they are not adjacent. They don't have common, they have common vertex, but they don't have a share common side. Okay? So please watch and I will back to you again.
Shown. Okay, so the first one, those are adjacent. And the reason why they're adjacent is, first of all, they share the same vertex right there. And secondly, this is the side that they both share. Okay, so on to number 2. So go ahead and pause it. The answer is, these are not adjacent. And the reason is, they don't have the same vertex. Okay, so here's the vertex for angle 1. And
Did
here's
you
the
see?
vertex for
They
angle
don't
2.
have
Not
the same
angle.
vertex, so they are
Okay.
not adjacent.
And secondly, just because they share the same side right here doesn't automatically mean that they're adjacent. Here's the interior of angle 2. Here's the interior of angle 1. There's no overlap. But in order to be adjacent, all 3 of these have to be satisfied, all 3 of these requirements. Okay? So angle 3, number 3, sorry. Go ahead and pause it.
Now tell me quickly.
So angle
3,
3,
it will be
those
adjacent or
are
not? 3.
not adjacent.
No.
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 They do have a common
Not
vertex. They do share this ray right here, but unfortunately there is
They
overlap
don't have?
on this one. Okay,
The
so
same
here's
vertex.
angle 1,
Mm.
and then here's angle 2. You see how there's overlap?
They
Okay.
can't share
So
the
number
interior
4,
region.
look at those 2
Mm.
angles.
4. Huh? 4.
No.
It will be adjacent or not?
Not adjacent.
Not adjacent.
Not adjacent. What your reason?
Because they do not share the same vertex.
Thank you. They do not share same vertex and also not share. Not they don't have a common side, right? What about number 5? Adjacent or not?
5 is adjacent.
Adjacent.
Thank you. What about number 6?
Not
No,
adjacent.
not adjacent.
Not adjacent.
Oh.
Thank you.
Adjacent.
What about number 7?
Not
adjacent.
adjacent.
Not adjacent. Thank you. What about number 8?
Not
Not
adjacent.
Not
Not
adjacent.
adjacent.
What about number 9?
Adjacent.
Adjacent. Thank you. Thank you. Then for this exercise, we know what is the relation between 2 angles when they are adjacent or not adjacent, right? So we studied 4 relationship between angles. We studied what the first one was, complementary. The second, which when add them together, it's 90 degrees. The second, supplementary. When they add them together, they will be 180 degrees. The third is vertical angle when 2 lines intersect. Very
Fourth one
If you
was
want
adjacent.
the first
adjacent
one,
angle.
we can make 180 minus 75
Thank you.
to
Thank
tell
you.
us the answer.
Then Ruqayya start to answer question number 1. What is the relation between angles in question number 1? Grade 7. What is the relation between angles in question number 1?
They share the same vertex.
Okay, already he didn't ask if they are adjacent or not now, right? The question,
Yes.
the question is find the measure of the missing angles, right? Find the measure of the missing angle. So we have angle 1 equals 75. Then angle 2, it will be equal how many? How we can find the answer?
180 minus 75.
Thank you. Excellent, Yazena. Very good. So it will be Rukaya. I'm sorry.
I'm Rukaya.
Rukaya, I'm sorry. So it will be 180 minus 75 because you discovered that they are what, ya Rukaya? What is the relation between the two angles now? They are supplementary angles, right? Second, what is the relation between the two angles here? What is the relation between two angles? Adam, where are you?
I'm here.
What is the relation in question number 2? What is the relation between angle 1 and angle 2?
They both share the
Same measure. By which reason? By which relation? Because they are
complementary.
Vertical. No, this one is vertical. You can see two intersecting line, right? Adam, you have two intersecting line. So the two opposite angles, they should be equal and measured. Then he gave us angle 1 equal 55 degree. Then for sure, angle 2 should be equal 55 degree. Third angle, he said that angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. And don't forget complementary, which means their sum together should be equal
90.
Their sum together should be equal 90 degrees. So how we will find the measure of angle 2?
180 minus 27.
Complementary. Complementary. So it will be 90 minus 27. Then we will find the measure of the missing angle. For the last question, he said that they are supplementary, and we said supplementary means their sum should be equal 180 degree. So if the first angle equals 30, so the second angle should be equal?
So it should be equal 180 minus
180 minus 30.
The answer is
Minus 30. Yes, so the answer it will be equal 150 degrees. Okay, then here in this question, a trapezoid in front of us, here in this one, a trapezoid ABCD, identify the complementary and the supplementary angles. Angles do not have to be adjacent to be complementary or supplementary.
Here are your measurements of your 4 angles, and we need to find which angles are complementary, which angles are supplementary. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, so if you look at angle...
Could you please give me 2 angles which they can say that they are complementary? In this trapezoid, we wrote an angle, right?
60.
Which 2 angles? Tell me the name for the angle.
A and B.
A and B.
A and D.
A and D. Yes, very good. So angle A and angle D, this is an example about 2 complementary angles. Thank you. Who can give me an example about 2 supplementary angles?
B, C, B and C.
B and C.
B and C. Huh?
C and D and B and A.
B and A.
C and B. C and D.
C and D.
C and B.
C and D. Yes. So C and D, because 150 plus 30 equal 180. Thank you. And also we can say P and A, because 120 plus 60, it will be equal 180 degrees. So we can find an example about 2 complementary, which when we add A plus D, it will be complementary. D plus C, it will be supplementary. A and B, it will be complementary. Here, this one, it's just a type for vertical angles because we have only 1 minute. So we will continue, inshallah, tomorrow for this one. In case if we want to talk about vertical angles, if I have measure of angle 1 equal 110. So what is the measure for angle 2? Angle 2, it will supplement angle 1, which means angle 2 should be equal. Angle 2 should be equal.
70
degrees. Very good. And what about angle 3? Angle 3.
It will also be
110.
It will be 110 because they are vertical.
110.
Okay. Thank you so much, grade 7. Today, who can... We started?